I guess I'm specifically trying to make you cry.
I mean, are you... times have
Um.
changed. Times are strange.
Oh, you want me to do this one? You want me to do this one?
Oh boy.
I'm feeling happy.
I mean, hell,
Yeah.
throw on "Goodbye to Romance." And
Oh,
then
well,
just
fuck
fucking
it.
make
Fuck
it
it.
just.
Why don't I just go, Mr. Crowley? And I'm just like, Kristen opened the door. Well, first off, guys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 108.9 The Hawk. Welcome to Hawk Rock Talk.
I'm Geoff Garlock. This is Jason Gore.
I'm
and
Jason Gore.
Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. This is a special. This is a. I mean, Ozzy literally just passed away. I think I broke the news to Jason.
You broke the news to me. I was in the middle of my day job, and you called me on FaceTime, and I was immediately like, oh, I'm really busy with this meeting. I got to prep for this other meeting. Blah, 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 blah.
Look, usually if you ever listen to Hawk, that means that I've got something I want to beef about some dumb either
What, when
YouTube
you call me?
short. Yeah, if I'm calling, it's
If you're
oftentimes
calling, it's like
in the middle of the day. If I'm calling, it's usually
booking related.
Yep.
It's numbers related. It's
Yep.
like, this social video didn't do what we thought it would.
why is the algorithm make some videos have 15,000 and some have 6?
Yeah. And then if I'm calling Geoff, it's about related podcast grief.
Or to suggest that we do a 4th bonus show.
Have you thought about what if we did a 33rd bonus show on the Patreon where it's just
But no,
and then
today
he said,
was just,
and then he just wrote Ozzy, and I immediately called, and you told me that Ozzy had passed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still in a daze. I'm still completely shocked by it. I am.
It's so
very
weird, like,
sad.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, it is a surprise. It's like almost a surprise that shouldn't be a surprise.
Well,
but was a surprise because they just did
yes
back from the beginning.
Yes, they back to the beginning.
Back to the beginning 3 weeks ago. What was it?
And
3 weeks ago, I think.
It was literally 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks.
What? Like it was the 5th. It was July 5th in Birmingham, England. They did the Back to the Beginning show, and God, it was because you always see these shows where you hear that these shows are being planned and stuff like that. And as soon as I heard this was being planned, I was leery because sometimes these shows don't really live up to what you want it to be in your mind. And just watch. I watched
like you were really worried that Disturbed wouldn't be able to make their face shown at this.
Is the guy from Disturbed going to have a proper bead on his little flavor saver?
2 horns coming out of his flavor saver that say Ozzy in between.
Right. I was like, are you going to be tasteful for Ozzy's last show with your flavor saver? And I watched a lot of feeds because so many people were streaming it live on TikTok from Aston Villa football stadium. And it was tremendous.
Yeah.
It was everything you wanted it to be. If you ever wanted to hear Sammy Hagar sing Flying High again, this was the show for you.
If you ever wanted Metallica doing Dr. Blades, what's that song called from
Johnny Blades.
Johnny Blades. Like, surprise.
Metallica Johnny Blades.
Surprise Paul. Look, I mean,
while Lars throws out 300,000 names of people on Napster that you should sue.
Yes,
while performing
on a beach ball.
Yeah,
but
that.
And look, again, we were also though to say like you're going in knowing like this, like it was like a bit of like a living wake, like and there's like a feeling to that.
There's a feeling to that, but you didn't think it was going to be the
same
month.
Be literally a living wake, like in a lot of ways, is what it did ended up kind of becoming, like. And I don't know. We'll fight. I mean, none of that. Like, I don't even, we'll find out how. My wife was like, "Oh, did they give an actual like how he passed?" And it's like, "Oh, I don't like
Well, there were those stories, those legends that him and Sharon had a suicide pact that they would travel to Switzerland, and then the week after the tremendous show, which we're still going to keep talking about here because I don't think we're off that, but that the week after that show, someone had posted on TikTok that Sharon posted, "We're in Switzerland," and everyone was like, "Oh God, oh no."
And usually the internet's pretty full of truth.
They're so accurate on everything.
Usually TikTok especially dead on.
I.e. UFOs.
And health. And mental health. And everything. Like,
The internet rarely strikes out, folks. That's what we're trying to say to you. The internet rarely strikes out. And Kelly Osbourne had to even record a video and say, "Guys, no, this is a lie, blah, blah, blah." And it says that he died in Buckinghamshire, United Kingdom today.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they're lying.
Oh, my God.
Unless they're lying, bro. But that, you had all these bands performing. You had Jake E. Lee was on stage at that show. When's the last time you've seen Jake E. and shredding his ass off?
Hiding that shred, apparently, according
ass. Where you hiding that shred, Jakey Lee? Where you been keeping all that shred?
I mean, Eddie Trunk probably hears that. It's like a bat signal goes off. He's like, "Oh, who's talking about Jakey Lee? Not remembering that he can shred."
Yeah, I'm sure Trunk was like, "You don't want me to introduce every band?" And they're like, "No, Trunk. No, we're good. We got it. You sure?"
And then he suggested Y&T should be playing, and you're like, "What is going on, Trunk? Get out of here!"
Yeah. Did you guys think about booking Autograph for this? And then you get in, everybody played, like Guns N' Roses did opened with "It's All Right," which they did cover back in the 90s, and I always really enjoyed their cover. Of course, that's a Bill Ward. Why can't I say
Technical?
Ward?
Bill Ward.
Ward. There
it's
we go.
His one song he ever wrote for Technical Ecstasy.
It's the grief, and I love that song. It's basically, he should have just given it to Elton John.
Yeah,
truthfully,
Elton John, very sad. It's you always forget that Elton and Ozzy were friends.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. And then of course Ozzy performed solo, not by himself. They didn't just put him in his chair out there and just say, "Have at it, Ozzy."
They greased up the wheels and they just pushed him out there.
Mike Borden,
his giant throne.
Mike Borden on bass. Sorry, Mike Borden on drums.
Jeez. Yeesh. They decided to really change it up too. They made
the grief,
Mike
guys.
Borden play bass all of a sudden.
Zakk Wylde on guitar. Mike Inez was playing the bass part, I think, right?
From AIC?
Yeah. From AIC. Mike Inez was on bass. So that was like the classic was that the classic No More Tears lineup? Was Mike Borden on No More Tears? I know he was on a lot of Future stuff, and he played for, Sabbath too.
Yeah.
But I can't
I don't know,
guys.
Did Rudy Sarzo show up?
Yeah, Rudy Sarzo was there.
There you go.
He was playing bass in one of those like super groups.
And it wasn't Supergroup from the TV show Supergroup.
It wasn't Supergroup, but man, it was a mix.
It wasn't Savage Animal playing.
It was very close to being
Never Say Die.
Very close to being Supergroup, because you had Nuno Bettencourt and Tom Morello, and you had it was just an incredible mix. But seeing Ozzy up there, obviously struggling.
Yeah.
Having some.
Well, so my wife just now was just like, "Oh, did he seem like?" And I was like, "Yeah, it was like in a throne. Like he wasn't getting up." And she's like, "Did he sound good?" I was like, "No." He's
there were parts where he hit it,
vocals.
But it was,
you didn't know.
Yeah.
He's You know, I don't think you go into that either thinking it's going to be like the best Sabbath show you've ever seen.
Right, but also...
I think the past 15, maybe 20 years, you go into a Sabbath show thinking it might not be the best Sabbath show you've ever seen. But it's still awesome.
But it's still awesome because it's Sabbath. And I do think that, you know, his vocals may not have been completely there, but the thing about it was, like, he was very emotional.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Look, we're all...
That's the hardest. That's the hardest thing, knowing you're singing these songs for the very last time. If you haven't seen clips of him singing "Mama, I'm Coming Home,"
oh boy,
which I was bawling my fucking eyes out the whole time, and so was he.
Sure,
he had tears running down his face, and then the pure joy of seeing Bill Ward, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, John Michael, Ozzy Osbourne, all together for one last time, playing like war pigs and paranoid for the last time, with Ozzy saying, you know, clap your fucking hands.
Right.
In that perfect Ozzy style.
I wish someone was... Did anyone bring buckets out? I didn't notice.
Oh, God, yeah, he should have been throwing buckets of water into the audience.
I mean, if they had got like a robot throwing buckets, that would have been great.
Watch out for the robot throwing buckets.
Using bloody AI for buckets.
The one thing about the feed is it cut off at the end where it kind of looked like Black Sabbath just left Ozzy on stage. And Geezer Butler had to post about it the next day saying, that's not what happened. I left the stage to get a cake.
Yeah.
And the cake had Ozzy on it, and it said Ozzy the Final, and Geezer Butler, you know, posted the picture of the cake today, and Ozzy looking at the cake today on his tribute that he posted. I saw his tribute online. I saw Tony Iommi's tribute online. Both clearly in shock. Both didn't expect it to happen this quickly. But I think that, you know, Ozzy's goals for this show... And just in knowing how much pain Ozzy has been in for years, with all the back surgeries, you know, when they announced the No More Tours 2 tour, which was going to be his final tour.
No More Tours 2 tour.
No More Tours to tours. Like, he played an NFL show like in a full back brace. Do you remember seeing that footage?
Yeah.
Where he was just like standing and it was holding him in place, and they were like, well, that might be what he has to do for the tour, but sadly he realized he couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
So I think that they regrouped, they spent a lot of quality family time, moved back to England from the United States, and planned what would be his final show. And I think it's one of those things where you're in so much pain and you know your time is coming soon, that your one goal is you want to perform one final time.
Yeah.
And say goodbye for real. And he did that. And I think once you hit that, you know, that high level, that, you know, that goal with your family around you, like Jack Osbourne posting so many great videos with his family and his kids watching their grandpa from the pit.
Yeah.
And
Kelly getting engaged.
Kelly got engaged
to DJ Sid.
Yes.
Slipknot number, I don't know, 7, 8.
Congratulations.
Ozzy's still there enough to make a joke about it before he even finishes.
While it's happening. The guy doesn't even get to fucking, you know, get the ring out before Ozzy's like,
Bloody Mary, girl.
You know Bloody Mary, you know? And I just think a lot of us, like, A, yeah, he was old.
Yeah. I mean, but,
B, B, he had been in such poor health. You know, even before the Parkinson's diagnosis, he had a lot of back issues and a lot of back surgeries. And for the longest time, you know, a lot of really bad nerve pain whenever he would talk about it in the press. And he was constantly in pain for, at least the past 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
So, yes, we knew that. And we knew, I mean, he's a 76-year-old man. I just saw Paul Simon. He's 83.
Right.
Great. Doing great. But, like, didn't have nearly the drug addiction or drinking issues that Ozzy. Like, Ozzy put a lot of wear and tear on that body. So the fact that
warranty expired a long time ago.
Ozzy literally had 18 lives.
Yeah.
Like, we should have probably lost Ozzy in the early 80s, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
The fact that we got him until 2025 is mind-boggling and very special, and I'm very grateful for it. I just think the biggest thing for me, because Kristen even checked in on me on it, and she was like, he was old, he had a good life, but it's the shock. It's the shock that we just experienced something so emotional and so great with that concert on the 5th in Birmingham, and now he's gone.
Yeah, very quickly. And look, especially, it's not just dudes of a certain age, but I certainly got a, barrage of texts.
Oh, my God.
All at once. Like, it was just, oh, my God.
Nobody young texted me about it.
No. My nieces were going, oh, geez. But I would say even, like, my brother texted me and my mother. Like, it's like, like it was his boy too. Like, it was, he was in high school and, but I mean, there's just no getting, I love metal more than anything in the entire world. Like, besides my family, of course, but
and it's pretty close.
It's pretty good though. But I mean, truly, I love metal more than
that.
anything.
If you had to name that character that you just did the voice of,
the Doof.
Oh, that's the Doof?
Good. Yeah, he'll be showing up on a 108.9 The Hawk.
Coming soon to 108.9 The Hawk. Like,
he just goes like, I don't know, man.
No. He's the guy that runs the van for all of the remotes and stuff. He's
the guy who has the coffee shop van outside of the studio that for some reason they have him come in and do remotes now and then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's just the pain in the butts will be like, well, it's this band and then this band, but I mean, this is Sabbath. They're the greatest band ever.
I mean, I think you can really go back to Blue Cheer and then
exactly. Yeah, Vince the Abyss Eruptum, blah blah blah. You don't listen to it as much as you listen to fucking Master Reality. Get out of my face, please, people.
Yeah.
Anyone who does it, and I do that as a snob and as a Greg Lemon sour.
Yeah.
Like, you're lying to yourself.
Like, the moment they say something like that, but Blue Cheer, what about Blue Cheer? I just want to get my harmonica out and just be like, and that'll shut him up, right?
But I mean, it all came down. I mean, it's just everything I love. And also Ozzy was, it's like everyone, and I'm saying everyone, but everyone agreed at least he was amusing. You know what I mean? Like, on top of it all, like, you can't just be like, I mean, truly, you would just be like, Decline of Western Civilization Part 2. Very funny.
Yeah, I am Ozzy.
Everything he shows up. And I am saying this as someone who shares a stark resemblance with a young version of his son, and it made my life a hell for a long time. Get out of here. What?
Get out of here. That's nuts.
And still, I could love Ozzy for being Ozzy. And even if he put out something that I wasn't listening to, I still was, like, interested. And, I mean, he's freaking Ozzy. Like, that's a lot of times it just boils down. It's just like, he's freaking Ozzy. And
he's freaking Ozzy.
We all thought he'd be here forever to some extent, even though we knew he wouldn't be. And
you just don't, like, we're at a point in our lives where we're starting to see a lot of our classic rock.
This is how it's going to keep going.
Metal,
here's my question for you.
And it sucks. And I can say that mainly because our demographic is like 45 to 52.
Let's just call it like it is.
You're right there with us as it is.
How, I didn't listen to it, and you might not have. How's classic rock? How do you imagine classic rock radio? Because that's what we are. We're
I've already been listening.
108.9 The Rock, making fun, 108.9 The
What
Hawk,
did you
making
call
fun.
us?
108.9 The Rock.
108.9 The Rock.
You've misspoken like 20 times.
I have not.
Yeah, no, you've been dead on. But How do you think the stations we make fun of are handling Ozzy?
Well, funny you should ask, because I've already been listening to KLOS all day long. Matt Pinfield had a lot of really great stories, a lot of really great commentary. He uses a cane that Ozzy gave him that says with the gold emblazed Ozzy, one of those Ozzy canes. And they've been playing just a shitload. Like, how nice is it to turn on a radio station and hear "Hole in the Sky"?
Yeah, that's fun.
Just blasting. And I'm sure all your local stations are doing it today as well. So give them a listen.
Classic rock radio can sometimes do the too low voice when someone dies to the point. Yeah, exactly.
I was in charge of all of the. I wasn't. Let me rephrase this.
You were in charge of all the rock and roll deaths when you worked for the Bear.
I wasn't in charge of all of the rock and roll deaths. I was the one who's like, "Hey, I'm going to do all. My shift tonight's going to be an all night tribute to George Harrison, and then my shift tonight is an all night tribute to Joe Strummer from the Clash." And that's just what I did. That's
And what was your voice when you did for Joe Strummer?
In case you hi, it's Jason on 105.3 The Bear, the Valley's rock station. Hey, if you're just tuning in, we lost Joe Strummer today. A lot of pauses.
Yeah, a little softer, a lot of pauses, a little bit of a lilt right at the end of sentences sometimes, just kind of like, lost Joe Strummer today.
You got to think of all the times, and you don't really say anything, really.
Yeah.
Well, that's you got to think of all the times and the it comes back to the music at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Phone lines are open.
Still got to fill hours. Still have to fill hours. You have a tenuous relationship with Ozzy. You maybe met him once at like New Haven Rangers giveaway that he came by during the No More Tears.
I was behind Ozzy's car at the Burbank Town Center parking lot once, over by the now closed Bed Bath & Beyond.
Exactly. And there's that pause because you're realizing, shit, I still have like 2 more minutes I got to talk. I got to fill in this story.
Once again, I do want to remind you, phone lines are open. And then you give the number, or you can email me and I'll read it on the air. Clip and Paint Bank says that
Ozzy rules. And
yeah,
you know
Ozzy.
What?
Cliff and Paint Bank and everyone in Paint Bank.
Right. And Paint Bank?
Paint Bank. That was one of there was a person and Chris and I laugh about this all the time. This guy would call the Hairball, a show that I did on 105.3 The Bear, all like hair
coming up next
rock.
on the Hairball. Faster
Like this is the show where you would hear like, it's Saturday night, hoping you have your good night, and it's Crazy Babies on 105.3. Crazy Babies! Which is such an insane Ozzy song, but I love it so much. And the video, if you haven't watched the video for Crazy Babies in a while, it has these 2 kids in it that are just like singing a lot of just like mouthing a lot of the words, and it's creepy.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy named Spoonhead from Paint Bank. He'd be like, "Hi, man, it's Spoonhead from Paint Bank," and like this guy totally huffed gas. Like, this guy was a David Lynch Southern film brought to life. If David Lynch only did Southern films based in a town called Paint Bank.
Oh, Paint Bank.
But yeah, man. We cover our sorrow and our mourning with jokes. Because that's how we're
literally
built.
Just this last week, I was like listening to a podcast with Jamie Josta, who's the singer of Hatebreed, who were like the most, Connecticut's hardcore band, and now they're like a 30-year-old
Connecticut's hardcore band.
And they booked all of our show, but so I listened because I kind of grew up with Jamie. But he was talking about not even. He's like, they're a metal band basically at this point. But I had never thought about where he was like, I once told Zach Watt, No More Tears, that main riff is my entire career. He's like, all I wrote was caveman, breakdown riffs.
Yeah.
And he's like, when I first heard like like it was like, oh, that's what I'm gonna write every song. And I was like, right, I don't like you don't think about all these like tendrils that go out. But yeah, we Ozzy, Ozzy would appreciate the jokes.
We're just joking because at the end of the day.
There's one thing I know about the one time I met Ozzy. It's a joke.
Where was that? Where was that? Because I was once behind him at a C's candy store.
I was waiting in line at a Sheetz truck stop, trying to make my own sandwich.
It was a
wouldn't you know it? Ozzy's up there and he's having a hell of a time.
It's like, I don't know how this bloody made to order kiosk works. MTO. That is a very specific jokes for a very specific Sheetz customer.
It is very funny, just not to get sidetracked, but why not? This is still the Hawk. That like Sheetz is big thing that I would hear about when we're on tour is that essentially like you can make your own sandwich but using like a computer. And I'm like, so is the thing that literally we all hate doing now. Every time it's like, wait, I just got to touch an iPad and just pick a bunch of bullshit is what Sheetz did. And I was like, whoa. And Ozzy was like, whoa.
And then use the same germy hand that I ordered my food with to eat the slop that they took out of a microwave.
I saw that guy in the bathroom, and he did not wash his hands.
No way.
let's go pick that sandwich. But yeah, man, Ozzy.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's really shocking. Love to his family because they're going to listen to this clearly.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
But also, like Brian May had a really good post today because he just went to the show. Mm-hmm. He didn't play in it or anything because he's very good friends with Tony Iommi. And he was just talking about how shocked he was and how good the show was on the 5th. And that he was able to have a few quiet moments with Ozzy afterward just to chat. And he said that, he can't stop thinking about Bill and Geezer and Tony because at the end of the day, this is your family as well. And he said this is a hurt that he knows very well.
Yeah.
Referencing Freddie Mercury if you're not following along.
Oh, that's who he's talking about?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, just this is,
And keep listening to 108.9 The Hawk for some deep cut knowledge that Jason Gore brings about the band Queen.
But no, speaking of Hawk Rock Talk, we will release coming up on Monday. So on our regular release day, we're going to pull what we were planning to release. And we're going to release the Hawk Rock Talk Black Sabbath Ozzy Years episode.
Which we had done on our Patreon.
Right, which we've done on our Patreon. But, hey, if you want to hear it early, you can head on over there. But I'm not going to do that in the middle of this. Yeah, it's very sad. He's a hero. Yeah, one of the greats.
And I will keep sending my friends the gif of him screaming rock and roll coming out of a golf cart until the end of time.
The stage presence of this man running around and just clapping. How many times do you think Ozzy Osbourne clapped in his 76 years of life?
He got his 10,000 hours. He got clapping in.
He really did.
Buckets of water.
Buckets. So we just wanted to come on here and have a quick little tribute episode. Like I said, coming up Monday on the feed, we'll put up the Hawk Rock Talk Black Sabbath. And then I guess the following week back to the regular comedy you expect from 108.9 The Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But thanks for listening, guys. Hang in there if you're feeling it. And we love you, Ozzy.
Love you, Ozzy.